Well, hello guys, ¿qué pasa? What's up? Antonio Serrano here, and today I have for you an outstanding video. Today we are going to do another top 5, one of my favorite types of videos, but in this case we are not going to talk about magicians, other magicians, we are not going to talk about routines, we are going to talk about my top 5 openers of all times. I have talked in other videos, I think, about how I organize my shows. If you haven't seen that video, it's basically 5 shows. I have 5 stage or cabaret shows that I go every year, one after the other. Every 5 years I go back to show number 1, and I am constantly adding ideas, tips, hints and things to those shows. If I am watching a magic lecture or reading a book and I see something that could work perfectly in one of the tricks that I do in one of my 5 shows, I automatically write that down in the document for that show, and I am constantly adapting. So I'm going to talk right now about my top 5 with some honorable mentions, openers, okay? I have my mobile phone here with me. So guys, number 1, we start with number 1, number 5, let's go with number 5. Number 5 is I always have uno, okay? This is a great trick. I call it I always have uno, right? Because 6-card repeat or 5-card repeat is how you normally call this trick in English. But in Spanish, we don't say 6-card repeat or repetición de 6 cartas. That would be in Spanish for you, if you would like to know. We call that trick I always have 6. That's how the trick is normally referred to in Spanish. So I call my trick I always have uno, which for you people that don't know Spanish would be I only have 1. But uno because I do this trick using uno playing cards, right? The popular game. This is an idea that I heard about in a YouTube video from Cody Fisher, right? Performing 6-card repeat, or in this case 5-card repeat, using uno cards, right? The main difference in my routine is that the cards that I produce tell a story of a game that I play against my friend, and I have musical cues, upbringing, like happy music when I feel that I'm winning, sad music when I feel that I'm about to lose. The last 10 cards are very funny because they are all cards that add up, like +2, +2, +4. It's not your turn. It's not your turn. You cannot. It's pretty funny, and I win, and that's the ending of the trick. So it's quite funny. It's one of those openers that is not very magical, because even the youngest person in your audience knows that some way you have more cards that it appears to, that it looks like you only have 5 or 6 cards, but obviously you have more. So it's not very magical, like how is he doing that, but it is extremely funny. You can express yourself, you can look at the crowd while you are performing this trick, and it's great to warm the audience and create a riot just in a matter of minutes, okay? So this is a great opener routine. Number 4, and this is a routine, by the way, that I have in one of my shows. So 5 routines that I have right here. 5 routines are the current openers in my 5 shows that I go first circle. Maybe tomorrow I read a book and I am like, oh my god, this is a better opener than this one in this show. I don't know, okay? And for the honorable mentions, I have some openers that I have tried throughout the years. Number 4, Sock Appeal. Sock Appeal by Bill Abbott. Sock Appeal by Bill Abbott. This is a great routine. This is, for example, we can say more or less the opposite. In the Uno cards, there are a lot of magical effects, like cards appear and I know the name of the cards and I'm telling a story. In this case, there is only one effect. I think they are 8 different socks. We are eliminating socks until we have 1. And there is the joke, the gag, like these socks match perfectly with my foot because I have no sock on. And then I say, no, this sock fits in this foot, in this bare foot, because in the other foot I have a matching sock. It's great because, one more time, you are interacting with different people from the audience, but you are not bringing anyone on stage, which I think that is not very intelligent to do right at the beginning of the show. That's my point of view. And it's quite magical. It is truly quite magical. As a magician, you more or less see the trick and you are like, I don't see the point. People love it. People love it. And if you think logically, if you take a deck of cards, you shuffle the deck of cards and you tell someone, take any card you want, your card is the 5 of hearts. Or you have a jumbo card on top of your table and you're like, the 5 of hearts, thank you very much. That's not a great opener. Magically, effect-wise, it's a very powerful effect because it is a prediction of 1 against 52. You have 52 options and you guessed the only one option that there was correct, right? The card that this person chose. With the socks, you only have 8 options and someone just choose, not one person. There are like 3 people involved in the elimination process. They select, the audience together select one sock, and that's the sock that you have in your foot. So it is a 1 in 8, but it gets a better reaction. It gets truly a better reaction because it is funnier, the socks is different. People don't normally see magicians performing magic with socks. It's quite surprising because this is something that I think Mark James says in his Matt Mercy, another great magician, in his podcast. He says the best ending for a card routine, for a play, for a film, is the ending that no one saw coming. No one possibly could have seen that coming, but when you see it, it's like, yeah, there is no other possible ending. So it is like there is only one way that this could finish, but you are not going to figure it out. And that's something that I love about the socks. It's like, obviously the socks go in the feet, right? They go on the feet, but they never think about, oh, he's wearing the same sock. No, so it is a great routine, a great routine, right? And as I explained to you, most of the times when we think as magicians, like, oh my God, I have this brand new deck of cards that is gimmicked in a very specific way, so people can shuffle it, look at the cards, they are completely different, but they choose one card and the card I have predicted inside of my underwear. Stop it. Stop it. That trick may be a very good trick, but you have to perform that trick in front of an audience and see the reaction. Because if they react better with sponge rabbits, you have to do something about it. Because your job is to make the audience react the biggest, like the biggest reaction they can get out. You have to make them get out that reaction. So you shouldn't be doing tricks that fulfill your ego as a magician and as a creator or connoisseur of methods. You should do something that they love, right? And that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Like, this trick could be very interesting, could be very devious method-wise, but it's not interesting for the audience. They don't care, right? They don't care. That's something that I really hate. When I perform a magic show and I ask to my girlfriend, hey, I knew magic show, and I asked to my girlfriend, do you like the tricks? And she was like, yeah, they were good. And I'm like, don't you want to know how they work? Because sometimes she's like, oh, tell me how that trick works. Oh my God, how is that possible? How? And when she tells me, no, I'm good, I don't want to. Really? You don't want to know the card trick? I know. So that's bad. If you are performing something that is uninteresting, it's like, I don't care. That's pretty bad, okay? So, number 3, bottle production. Oh my God, this trick is great. It's one of those tricks that you feel like a real magician when you perform, because in my case, I use no gimmicks. I use kind of the Bob Reed bottle production, where there is no gimmicks. It's just a silk, a bottle, and maybe something to distract the audience. And what I normally use is a very big, like a giant, oversized safety pin, because I have some puns that I use with the safety pin, because safety pin in Spanish has the same name as unforgettable. Something that is impossible to forget is the same word in Spanish, imperdible. right? Something that you cannot forget or something that you cannot miss, right? So I use, be careful with this trick because you cannot miss this trick. This trick is in, you cannot miss it, you cannot miss it, this trick is unforgettable, and boom, and I produce the safety pin. So that's a pun in Spanish, right? And after the safety pin, I produce the bottom, which makes a major part in other tricks of the show. And the safety pin is also a callback, because in that same show, I'm going to perform Balloon from Mark Janist, sign Bill inside of balloon. And that's basically the last routine, or the second to last routine, previous to last routine. And when I go, oh my god, your bill is inside the balloon, what can we do? How on earth can we pop the balloon? And everyone goes like, the safety pin! Because I have the giant safety pin here for the whole show. The safety pin, take the safety pin! And I like, oh my god, this looks like it was prepared. So that's something that I love, right? So the bottle production is great. And this is a trick that I found basically because I feel that the safety pin was weak. When I started performing this show with this opener that wasn't the opener, so when you are running a whole year with a show, you make a lot of changes and tweaks. And I was like, the only thing that I did was produce from a silk, a rubber dove, and I have some gags with that too. And then I produced the safety pin, and that was it. It was just like a couple of gags, just for the sake of the callback with the balloon and the safety pin. And then I was like, I need something here because it's not that funny. If something is really funny, I have no problem doing something that is really funny, but it's not magical. The problem is when I'm doing something that is very funny, but it's not magical. I need to put something in there, right? So I figured out I could do a bottle production, and it changed massively. The reactions were so good that it was like, this trick has to be the opener, and I changed around the first and the third routine, right? So that's great. Bottle production, great routine. The only advice that I can get you for a bottle production is try to justify it. A lot of magicians blow up a balloon, boom, bottle, or take a handkerchief, boom, bottle. Try to justify it. Michael Amar produces an empty bottle and then he does coin in bottle. Some people don't even produce a bottle, right? Something that I love doing is producing the microphone. Like from the silk, do the gags, and then produce a handheld, which is the mic that I use, a handheld microphone. And I was like, okay, welcome to the show. That's great. So try to justify. Producing a bottle is great. You're going to get great reactions, but try to go that little bit further and try to think, why am I producing a bottle, right? Okay, number 2, my balloon routine. This is one of the items that has lived with me a lot of time. It's one of the pieces that I always have in my case. Even if it is not part of the show that year, I always have it there. It's something that can packed in a tight bundle, a bunch of balloons and some other bits and pieces inside of a bag that's like this big. And a lot of times I use a Malini egg bag with the egg inside, so the bag has a second use. Something like that fits in my back pocket, and I have there like 7 to 10 minutes of magic and entertainment. I do there the cut and restore balloon using a thumb tip. Then I do some balloon figures with a lot of gags. I do the classic gag of the balloon dog playing dead. I do the balloon swallow. And I don't like restoring the dog. I know that Jeff Hobson has a great routine where he pops the dog and then he puts the dog inside the broken pieces of the balloon inside of a paper bag, blows, pops the bag, and the balloon dog restores itself and appears inside the bag. I don't like that because I like to give away as a present a giant balloon dog. It's like, don't worry, I have something better for you. And from the wings or behind the backdrop or something like that, I take out a giant, massive balloon dog. And the reason why I stopped restoring the little balloon dog is because it looked horrible. It looked horrible. A lot of the times I restore the balloon dog, or even better, I made another dog, which is very fun. I have a lot of jokes and gags for that. And I give the kid the little balloon dog, and then I give him the giant balloon, and it looks horrible. It's like I have this incredible balloon figure, and then I have this tiny teeny balloon dog. It's like, what am I gonna do with this? I have this great balloon figure. Maybe I can show you a picture right now from a show where I restore the balloon dog. And I hate this picture. Look at it, look at it. You see that? You see that there is like a great balloon sculpture of a very big dog, and then the girl is holding in her hand like a really small balloon dog. For me, it made no sense. So I really like the balloon swallow, the play dead, the cut and restore balloon, a lot of gags, a lot of byplay. I can do crazy stuff with balloons, so it is great to introduce balloons in my show. So it's a great routine. It's a great routine, and I have a lot of gags. I pull out the tail of the poodle. I make the dog poop poo in my hand. Like, if you put your hand here, it eats. Oh, how cute. If you put your hand here, like, oh my god, this is disgusting. It's something that I love, and it's a routine that you perform it for children, for family audiences. I have performed this routine even in comedy clubs, and people are laughing their asses off. It's like, oh my god, this is so funny. So yeah, it's something that I have been performing almost since my very first show, so you can tell. And some honorable mentions. I'm going to go pretty quickly with them. Sometimes the magic needs to go out through my nose. This is something that happens to magicians, as you know. So honorable mentions, pretty quickly. My rope routine. I have 3 different ways of presenting my rope routine, but I figure out that those routines work better as middle pieces than openers, because they are longer routines, more poetic or more comedy based. I love to present my personality, to show how I am in the first trick, but also I need something powerful, like the Uno cards. Oh, I'm going to win, or the socks. Oh my god, I have the sock here, or the balloons, a lot of colors popping, all that stuff. I need something that grabs people's attention, And the ropes is like more poetic. The rope is like when people are on your side and now they are ready to watch the show and you need to fry their mind. That's when you perform the ropes. Then I have the invisible deck. If you perform the invisible deck with the usual presentation, like I have an invisible deck, take it, blah, 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 that's a good way to open a show. But as I will talk to you in future videos, I don't like using the cliche, the classic presentation of the invisible deck, because a lot of magicians do, right? And I have my own. I will talk about them in future videos. And I also have the heist, right? That's the pronunciation. The heist, the trick with the. I think that Rich Marotta was the name, that he had like a hat with the holes. I don't know the name. Right, when you cover your face, robbers cover their faces, and you take out your money from a wallet, your ring, your watch, or your phone, and you make everything vanish, and then it appears back in the places where they were. It's a very good opener, but the reason that I don't have that as one of my top 5 openers is because the script is very connected to the trick. You can not put your personality that much in that routine because there is already a story that you have to tell. I love my presentation for the trick. I change things a little bit, and I love at the end how I create like a plot twist in the story. But I think that in the other routines that are more free in terms of presentation, you can use any presentation you want. I think that I feel more comfortable with those tricks. Okay, so number 1, let's go to number 1. My favorite opener for a show is my chop cup routine. Oh my god, I love chop cup. Is the trick that I love performing anywhere in the world. I love chop cup, and I think that I talked to you about this in previous videos. When I do chop cup, I have put together a chop cup routine with Earth Shoe from Paul Harris, when I produce a really big rock from inside my shoe. It's like I do the chop cup routine, I produce a couple of pieces of fruit, and then I like, but where is the ball? And I use, I think I already told you, I use a tin foil ball, right? Where is the ball? I don't know where the ball is. Oh, I think it's in my shoe. I can feel something in my shoe. I pull out the ball from the shoe, which is completely flattened, and I'm like, yeah, the ball is a little bit flat, not only because of my foot, but also because of this rock that got inside my shoe on the way here. And a massive, massive rock, exactly the same side of my foot, appears from the show. And he's like a great kicker for that routine. So I love that opener. I love all of the openers that I have already told you. And I think that finding a good opener has always been one of the most difficult things in my show. I think I never had problem with closers or middle pieces and things like that, but choosing a routine to open the show was very difficult. And I hear in interviews and podcasts and things like that most magicians also struggle with an opener routine. So those are my thoughts about my favorite openers. I would love to know yours. Let me know if there is an opener routine that you love. Guys, I'm gonna see you in a near future. Bye there.